Hello and welcome to my channel Zen with Pen. Today I thought what I would do is show you 12 nature doodle patterns that are easy for beginners and that I use regularly in my doodle art like this. So let's get to it. I've made some little squares here so that I can do some samples for you, and I've given them all my own kind of little names so I remember which patterns I'm going to show you. But these, like I said, are for beginners, very easy and all nature related. So the first one I'm going to show you is large lily pads, which will be this one here. And basically what I do is I make a lily pad type shape. So I go around, it's almost like an ear shape or a kidney bean shape, probably be a better description. I then make a little circle or kind of like a star shape that turns into a star shape, and then I have lines coming out right around that shape, and that's my little lily pad. So the way I do most of my patterns are I would fill up this area with these, like again, like a kidney bean, a little star shape anywhere inside that kidney bean, and then just doing lines all the way around. And then I would do another, and I'll do them various sizes. This time I'm going to do the star shape up here and have my lines. And I'll continue on just to fill this square up. You have the star, and then I'll perhaps fit another one in here. So I kind of overlap them. See how I'm overlapping? So this one in theory would be underneath this one. I'd then do a star shape and then do my lines coming out. Now I'm doing this quite fast, so they're not really highly neat, just so that I can make the video a bit shorter. And what I like to do is in the section that I've done them is I always colour in the white space with my blue pen. Just a regular ballpoint pen, any brand will do. As long as it's not felt tip, because felt tip pens can often bleed on the paper and you don't want any bleeding. So I would colour all of this in. And you get the idea here. I won't do this for all of them, but you'll see in my work that this is what I mostly do, is I rarely have white spaces outside, like that are not within the pattern itself. So just colour that in, and you can crisscross and hatch to get all those white areas covered. So that's my large lily pads. The second one we'll go to now is my, what I like to call coral, like those long wavy bits of coral, and they're quite fun to do. Sometimes I put a little circle up the top, and you just do them in all sorts of shapes. Again, you can have them coming out from behind other pieces of coral, and you can do shorter ones and longer ones, all together. So I would start my first row like that, and then for the second row, as I work up my page, I would then start to do this. So you can see that they are up behind, and I have some straight, and you can have some a little more curvy, and these are what I call my little coral. And again, I would, all the little areas that are white in the background, I colour in with my blue. I mean, you don't have to use blue point ballpoint pen. You might be using black or red or green, or you might be using something else entirely. But these are just about the different patterns you can do. The next one is a really easy one. I think everyone probably knows the shape of a snail. So it's just the snail shell. So you're just starting in the middle and working your way right around. And again, you can do these different sizes. And as many as you like. Some have got more swirls than others. And I just get it so that it fits into the area that I'm doing. And then again, I would colour in all this area like I did the first one. And with the coral, I should explain that I would, of course, do my whole entire area. So I'll just go back in and do that. There we go. Now we'll go to long grass, which is another favourite one of mine. So really easy, and we're just going to do wiggly lines, pointy, and then come back down. So they're kind of like really long, thin blades of grass. And again, you can do these different lengths. You can do some straighter ones, some bendier ones. You can have them overlapping, like this, for example, which is a really pretty effect. And again, you would colour in between all of these blades of grass. Okay. Next one I'm going to do is small lily pads. Now these are more rounder in shape, same sort of thing, but I just do round ones, a dot in the middle or somewhere around the middle, and have my lines coming out. Again, you can overlap them, and you can change the position of where you want that little middle circle to be, that little dot. So you can have it more to one side than the other if you wish. And these are my little lily pads. So these are all for beginners and very easy to do. And you would complete the box. My next one is a favourite that I often like to do, and it's called button mushrooms, which you'll see in this piece here. I did a line of button mushrooms coming down. So these are really easy. They're kind of like lollipops. And I start with the bottom of the stick. I come up, I do my round lollipop head, and then come down. And to me, it just looks like a little button mushroom. I guess you could call them lollipops. Maybe I'll call them lollipops, all right, lollipops. It's not a very natural name though. And then I like to overlap these a lot. So you'll see this one is going behind this one. And I like to make them different sizes. But this one is a really, I don't know, relieves a lot of stress, and this one is very meditative for me to do. It's just something about doing the line with the circle up the top. So we continue along. You can make them as long or as short as you like. I'm sorry about the light today, but for some reason it keeps getting lighter and then darker. It's a very overcast day today. And it seems to be affecting the lighting in here by my desk. It's a very cold day. It's only about 13 degrees today. So it's definitely a day to stay inside. So again, I would colour all this section in where the stems aren't. And you would continue. Okay, let's get through these. The next one is what I call grasses. So this is a different type of grass where they're all joined, sections are joined together. So for example, it's like four blades of grass, or you can do 5 blades of grass. So I like to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and join them at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, join them at the bottom. And again, you can do these different sizes. If you accidentally do 5 blades of grass instead of 4, it doesn't really matter. If you do 3 accidentally, it's not the end of the world. So they're all going to come out slightly different too. That's my grasses. I won't bother colouring in the background because you all know now that that's how I work. You can see in my sketchbook that all my backgrounds are coloured in with the blue ink. Okay, now I'm going to do something I call tree slices because I'm not sure what else to call them. So with the tree slices, it's just doing rounds of circles. So better to explain it. I do a shape first somewhere. So I'll do a little kidney bean shape, for instance, and then I keep going around that shape, and then sometimes the shape will morph slightly into a circle. Okay, we'll do another shape here. So they don't all have to be kidney beans, they can just be like a little oval. And I just do like the rings of a tree when you were to, if you were to cut a tree down, you can see the years of how old that tree was. And I like doing this as a favourite of mine as well. So it's good to have unusual shapes, not just an oval. And we'll do one here. And just fill up those areas. Okay, the next one we're going to do is a leaf. Pretty self-explanatory, and there's so many different leaves you can do. I'll show you just a few on this one. So, for example, here's some leaves that I did on this one. These are some small leaves I did, some 3 leaves that are joined. Here are some leaves here. So it's basically whatever shape of leaf you want to do. For this demonstration, I'll just do like some big leaves, line down the middle, and then your little veins that the leaf has, and then again you can overlap them, put those veins in again. You can do them smaller, different shapes. So this is a bit more curvy. Again, a very nice soothing pattern to do. And you can't really go wrong with any of these patterns. If you make a mistake, you're probably really not even going to notice it that much. Okay, again, you would colour that in. Now I've got my pointy mountains, which you may have seen in one of my shorts on my channel. And it's basically triangles. So I do 3 triangles on top of each other, like this. And then I colour in the smallest triangle. So again, and you can do them different shapes, different sizes, and overlap them. They don't have to be perfect. And you can start with the middle one, or you can start with the top one like I just did. This time I'll start with the middle one, which is probably a better way to go. Make sure it fits. So start with the middle one, and do your 2 others. And you would continue on. Yeah, it's definitely better starting with the middle one, just to make sure you get it to fit. Okay, so you would continue up your page. I always seem to work from the bottom of my page up. I don't always, but mostly do with the patterns. I start at the bottom, work my way up. Okay, the next one is tiny circles, which is pretty self-explanatory. Anyone can do tiny circles, and it's really underrated about how satisfying they are to do. The hardest thing about doing them is not to accidentally get too big or too small. So trying to keep them all the same size is probably the hardest thing. But yeah, you can't overestimate how good these tiny little circles look. Okay, I think we all get the idea with this one. But they look really good to fill up a section. And the last one I want to show you, number 12 of my easy nature patterns, is little fish eggs. So basically this is really easy, and you can do them 2 different styles. So I'll just put a line down the middle here. One style is just to do a circle with a dot in the middle. Like this, and again you would colour in all of this in between. And I think that's what makes the doodle pattern so nice. And what I really enjoy, apart from the pattern making, is actually colouring in all the background here. Okay, and the other way is I do half circles. And you can do these pretty simply. Make them all different sizes if you want, or keep them all basically the same. You can have them overlap or not overlap. And then again, they've got the little circle in them. Okay. So this is my 12 beginners nature patterns that I like to use in my artwork. These are probably my top 12 that I use the most often, which you will see in my works that I will be showing you on my channel in the future to come. So if you enjoyed that and you're interested in seeing me make some of these designs, then please don't forget to subscribe and please like the video today, and I will see you next week. Bye.